everyone. I am Jacob, your Power Jank player, and I'm doing a test run on running a recording in this manner. So this game is going to be between me and the normal people I have been playing with, my actual Magic group. Today we're going to be playing a Power 4, and I'm playing Old Stickfingers Umori. This is probably my favorite deck right now. It's companion creatures. I am only playing creatures. I'm playing a bunch of them. I'm going to be doing some dumb stuff with them. I'm going to dance. I'm going to play in the graveyard. I'm going to do old stickfinger things, but with only creatures. And to my player to my left, it is Matt.
Yeah, I'm playing Mina and Den. When I first started actually playing Magic, Jacob got me into Commander, and he gifted me Mina and Den. And I've turned this deck into... I would say like a power 4 area. Most of the deck is set up to really hit through with combat and take advantage of high power. Try and cheat some stuff out along the way and see really how far I can get with as little paid.
I'm Aaron. I'm going to be playing Kokusho, the Evening Star. Matt got me into Magic and playing regularly every Sunday, and yeah, I'm happy to be here. To my left is Floyd.
Hey, what's up, guys? I am playing Yidris, the Maelstrom Wielder. I will be doing a lot of cascading. I'll be playing a lot of free spells. My opponents will be losing a lot of life, and we're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
All right.
Jacob on the dice roll.
So, all right. Turn zeros. Draw. I'm going to ouchie this Overgrown Tomb and go for a Spore Frog and pass.
Already ruins like a lot of my plans just off rip.
Listen.
So I'll draw this. Okay.
It's not
It's
like...
good that it's coming out early.
hey. I'll bring it back.
You know, but I was definitely marveling with Aaron's cutting abilities earlier because he just gave me a beautiful soul ring. Go ahead.
And top up, keep draw. And I also want to thank Matt for giving me a beautiful cut. I'm going to play a swamp, tap that for my soul ring.
No, this is not looking good for us. I swear, if you Soul Ring also.
Keep draw.
He did say he had a really good hand too. He was very happy.
Bro.
It's not a soul ring. I play 0 for a Mox Tantalite.
Oh, okay. It's
Okay.
a soul ring later.
Yeah,
I'm
soul
just
ring with
bad.
delay.
Well, I mean, it's a colored mana.
Underground Stadium, tap, ignore my hierarchy. Go ahead.
Jeez.
Alright,
And then just
untap him.
Disgusting.
continues.
Draw.
Yeah,
You know
so
what,
good
this is
play,
getting a little
man.
bit better. I'm going to pay green for a Delighted Halfling. And just because y'all say it, I'm going to swing at the aggro player with the Spore Frog for 1.
I want to take that sitting down.
He is taking it. Pass.
He is sitting.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I'll draw this. Be a little bit disappointed. Sometimes the soul ring hands are worth it, sometimes they're not. And I was hoping that I'd get a red source here soon. But it doesn't look like it. Yep, go on ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Gonna play a swamp. We're going to tap 3, and we're gonna cast a Worn Power Stone. Enters the battlefield tap. And
Bad soul ring.
we're gonna tap 1, and we're gonna play a Vicious here. 1/1, sack your creatures, fry 1. With that, pass.
Untap, upkeep. Time goes down.
Oh.
Draw.
Oh.
Yeah, soon we'll be sacking and
Yeah.
reanimating.
Oh yeah. Wow, this
To
is
my heart's content.
This little dice here shows
Turns.
Alright,
turn 2.
I'm going to play an Exotic Worker. And then I will pay 1. Yeah, I'll pay 1 for a Burgeoning. And then I'll go.
Whenever we get a land, he gets a land.
Yep. Gotta play it.
Honestly, I'm more worried about that. I'll pay 2. And I'm going to Assassin's Trophy Matt Soul Ring. You get a land. Untapped.
I will take that.
Pass.
Any land or basic?
Untap, upkeep.
Moon
Draw.
Tanya.
Oh, this is
He has all his colors.
Command Tower. pay 3 for an Eladamri Corvette doll. I can look at the top card of my library at any time, so I may cast creature spells from the top of my library, and I can pay a green, tap it, tap 2 untapped dudes, and reveal a card from my hand from the top of my library. If it's a creature, put it onto the battlefield. Activate only during my turn. I've played my land for a turn. I have done the thing. Floyd, for getting rid of the Soul Ring, I'm going to swing you with the Sword Frost. And I will swing a 1/2 delated halfling at the Kokusho.
I'll take that sitting down.
I was going to say the same thing.
Alright, let's draw. You know, I was pretty upset about the Soul Ring, but hey, at least it was like a main phase Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
True.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, you got the untapped mana now.
But I will play a forest I just drew. Woo. We're going to tap 2 here. We're going to cast a Ruby, Daring Tracker. She's a 1/2 with haste, and she taps for red or green. Whenever she attacks, if I control a creature power 4 or greater, she'll get +2/+2 till end of turn. I'm going to tap her for a red, tap my last 2 here, and I'm going to cast a Rhythm of the Wild enchantment. And I'll set them different. Alright, go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
You can cast Kokusho.
And
I can.
sacrifice it.
If I wanted to. Play a land I just drew.
Yeah, that phase.
Tap that for 4, 5,
You
6.
only played 1 land the whole time?
Yeah, he didn't do it on Matt's turn. So,
Or on my turn?
Yeah, so you only have 1.
Didn't need to.
Kokusho. Go to combat. I'm gonna swing a Vicious Seer over at.
I have a 3/3. I will block. The
yeah,
ever-living
yeah,
crap
I
out of
understand that. I was gonna swing it at Matt,
Oh, jeez.
and with that, I'm gonna be tapping.
Just one of their small stuff.
Okay.
Gotta chip that damage.
A little bit at a time.
It's unfortunate. Colors. Alright, well, in the
Colors.
meantime,
He doesn't have blue.
I don't have blue.
Oh, the
Yeah.
orchard. That's right.
Yeah.
2.
That's right.
Usually I'm playing blue, so.
Will of Fate.
He's like, now I wait a turn though with my soul talisman.
We got what? 3
Wheel of
turns?
Fate.
4 turns?
No, his next turn he has blue with the Mox.
Pass.
Soul. Was it Mox talisman?
Mox Tantalite.
Oh.
On top
Yeah.
of keep.
It's not the
Drop.
0 drop for 2.
I can look at it. That's actually pretty cool. Alright. I have stuff and things.
I like things and stuff.
I think I want to do it that way because it gets me the furthest. I'm going to pay 3 for an Enduring Vitality. So now all of my dudes are dorks. Playing Nykthos.
Oh, that's. Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. And then 7. That's 3 to put Umori into my hand, and then 4 to cast Umori, calling creatures. Now all of my creatures cost a colorless less. And pass the turn. That could have been so much worse.
Kind of lame.
Yeah, but now Nykthos taps for 8.
Yeah, there's that.
And I will draw. Oh.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Mana.
You're winning the mana race right now.
I'm only playing creatures, and Enduring Vitality says my dudes.
are mana dorks.
How big?
4, 5.
4, 5.
That's 5.
Really liking the Rhythm of the Wild giving haste with through the riot aspect.
Mm-hmm.
We'll cast the Odric Esleem Deepest Growth.
Ugh.
Nice.
6/5.
I don't like the smell of that.
I'm gonna enter Combate. And I will swing this 6-5 with trample over at Jacob.
Ugh.
I'm gonna tempt that Spore Frog.
I'm gonna give you the one. I don't want to lose the Sport Frog right now.
Alright, so you took all 6, right?
Unfortunately.
And I will, let's see, reveal that many, and then I'm gonna
get a free creature and land. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, and land. Potentially. So let's see here. We're gonna go with there's a land. Chroma's Memorial. No, not a bad. Oh, there's a Lotus Cobra. So at least I can.
Yeah.
Something else might piece together here. Top, beautiful. Karlach.
Fury of Avernus. We're past the attack trigger.
I understand.
But you know,
I understand.
future reference.
And for the last one, let's see what happens.
Oh.
It gets worse.
Disgusting.
It gets worse.
Trying to get as far as I can for as little as possible. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. All right. So I think realistically, I'm gonna take the Karlach.
I'm much.
Yep.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you don't have trample now.
Most of the deck does. My commander gives.
Yeah, that too.
We out here, my man. We out here. All right.
You know, I should have sacked the Spore Frog. but I no.
Now you can save it for the extra
No,
combat.
it was just 165 isn't enough to tempt the Spore Frog, especially against Mina and Denn. Herp and Derp knows how to do.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm good there. I'm gonna pass that one.
All right, on top, upkeep, draw. Glad for these top deck lands. Land for turn. We're gonna go to combat. I'm gonna swing Kokusho over at Floyd. 5/5 flying in the air.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir. And then go to second main. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna cast a Bolus of Citadel. Oh, sorry. Disciple the Bolus.
We got one of those words right.
Whenever it enters the battlefield, sacrifice another creature. I gain X life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. I'm gonna be sacrificing the Kokusho. On the Kokusho,
I didn't see that coming.
dying, each of you guys are going to lose 5 life. I'm going to gain life.
Alright,
Equal
27.
to the life lost this way, so gain 15. Then I'm going to Disciple of Bolus. I'm going to gain another 5 life from the Kokusho dying. And I'm going to draw 5 cards.
Spore Frog does combat damage. Don't look at me like that.
No, I know.
Like, I'm more scared of next combat of yours.
I was about to say, you're dealing
last
with me
combat.
already. How you gonna deal with him?
How am I going to deal with him?
You know me. I just punch face.
I gotta put out creatures. And creatures.
Let me see. It's not quite enough, but what we can do is we'll tap this for a black, cast a Dark Ritual. That'll float me 3 black.
I wouldn't have seen that coming.
3 there. We're going to use 1 here, and we're going to cast a Raise Dead. Return target creature from your graveyard to my hand, targeting the Kokusho.
To hands.
The hand.
Yeah, like the hand part.
Yeah, just added that in too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. And 1 mana off from recasting him, which is a shame. But what I will do is use this 3 here, tap the Worn Power Stone for a colorless, and I will cast a Greed. Which is pay a black, pay 2 life, draw a card. I have 1 colorless floating. Alright, 1, 2, colorless, 3, 4. I actually have 1 black floating, and I will use that black floating, pay 2 life, and I will draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. Going to end step, discarding a swamp.
Untap.
Yeah,
Upkeep.
7.
And you discarded?
Oh, sorry. I have 6
Six now?
cards in hand, yeah. My bad.
Casting the Moss Tantalite.
I didn't see.
I drew a lot of cards this turn.
There's a 3 in it. There it is. Draw. Fetid Pools. 4. For Yidris. Pass.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Doesn't do anything for me this turn, but I'm going to two into the Nykthos for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Scary.
Nine, 10, 11, 12. I'll go for 12. I'm gonna sticky for 11 because of Umori.
Yep.
Oh.
So it's 12 minus 2 for the casting. I have 10 mana left over, and then Umori costs extra colorless less. So I'm gonna do top 12 creatures, 11 creatures. Steed, Teamer Sabertooth, Blossoming Tortoise, Vorinclex, Ramming Up Excavator, Stinkweed Imp, Night Howler, Metamorphosis Fanatic, Leafkin Druid, White of the Reliquary, and Fauna Shaman. These are all going to go to the bottom.
All them beautiful lands.
Yup. I got to the top right now. That's a magic card. Do I want to put out that card? It's not that good right now. Play a Dryad Arbor as my land for turn. So this dice that is on my graveyard is the number of creatures that are in my graveyard right now. I have multiple cards with this effect. I activate only during your turn. I don't want to, so I will just pass the turn.
I'm gonna untap, enter my upkeep, and let's see what happens. Man, consistent on not drawing lands. Alright. Most for least. Well, might as well just show my hand then.
Your whole hand?
I mean,
I can't do that.
you'd be surprised. Most for least. We're gonna pay 5. I'm gonna cast a Nissa. I forget that one.
Yeah, what is that?
Nissa
What does that do
Worldwaker.
exactly?
I think it's Nissa Worldwaker. Really?
Professor, please yell out to me. What is it? Reading the card explains the card.
How's that working out for you?
Someone in the comments, read this to me.
The important +1 here is the untap 4 lands.
Exactly. There's 2 +1s, and this middle ability here is untap up to 4 forests. Ironically, I have 4.
+1, target land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with
Worldwaker.
trample. It's still a land. And -7, search your library for any number of basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Those lands become 4/4 elemental creatures with trample. They are still lands.
That'd be crazy in a deck that attacks with lands.
Crazy.
He does that.
Yeah.
So I've got my 4 forests back. Cool. Let's utilize these by tapping 3 of them, tapping my ruby for a red specifically. We're going to cast a Xenagos, another planeswalker here. Now Xenagos the Reveler, this one I can read a little bit clearer, something with the sleeve I think. If I +1, I can float X mana in any combination of colors, or of red or green, where X is the number of creatures that I control. He has a 0 to create satyrs, and a -6 is, the best goal. Exile top 7 of my library, and then I may put any number of creatures or lands from among them on the battlefield. It's like it's an alt of an Oger, pretty much. So yeah, I'll go ahead and plus him right away as well. +1. I've got 3 creatures here, so I'll float 3. We're going to go with red and 2 green. It really doesn't matter. But with that 3 mana, I'm going to go with a Combat Celebrant. Now, also, that Rhythm of the Wilds here, that Riot trigger is going to trigger. I either have haste or a 1/1 counter. And I think I'm going to give the bad boy haste.
Makes sense.
See, this is why I saved the Spore Frog.
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
You can save the Spore Frog for right now, or you can save the Spore Frog for the next turn.
If I don't die this turn, I'm keeping the Spore Frog.
See, so
Oh.
I did not just gain 15 life.
What are you
actually
talking
gonna be my
about?
next point.
Don't pay too much attention to that.
I was going to say, someone didn't
Don't-
put
don't-
That
in
you're
the
at
low
57. I'm at
Pay
27.
no mind to my life total.
Pay no mind to Kokusho.
I'll level him out.
A
We'll level him out.
respectable 40.
So yeah, I'll swing a Karlach, a Combat Celebrant, and the Oger Caslim all at you, and I will be exerting the Combat Celebrant so that I may untap, all other creatures to get an extra combat. And Karlach, when I attack, if it's the first combat, untap all of them.
Combat Celebrant's a 4/1.
Yes, and they will now, because of the Karlach, have first strike.
That part.
That part. It is...
How much in total for the first combat?
4, 5, 9, 15.
15. Okay, I will block your biggest creature with the Disciple of Bolas.
So that's 6-5.
The Oger. And
How big was this? How much was that?
it's a 2/1.
Okay.
So I'll be taking
5.
9.
Another 9 here.
So total
14.
14. Okay.
And we're gonna do my trigger with the Oger. Wait. Untap after that. All other creatures I control. I have my ruby back. Alright. Oger trigger here for 5. We got a land. We got 3 visits. An emergent woodworm. See, that's a good worm.
Yeah.
For a caster.
Yeah, 100%.
Command tower and a spire garden. Might as well get the mana fixing with the command tower. Might as well play that only creature that I've got there. Throw these to the bottom. That emergent woodworm's really great. Whenever this creature, the backup 3 trigger is going to happen. And whenever this creature attacks, look at the top X cards in my library. Where X is its power, I can put a permanent with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. And put the rest onto the bottom of my library in a random order. Now, they have Riot, so they enter the battlefield with my choice of a 1/1 counter or haste. I'm going to give him haste. And I'm also going to throw his 3 counters. Can I have a small handful of little dice?
You sure can.
Perfect. We're going to go with, I'm just going to put him on Oger. Make Oger better. The backup 3 trigger here. So he'll get 3 1/1 counters, and he's going to gain that below ability as well. Okay. Let's enter combat.
Again.
I go right into combat and then right into combat. It's the first combat. Untap him. There's an additional combat phase, and then there's an additional combat phase. Yeah, so right after another.
Which one's going first, Karlach or Celebrant? And
It would have been Karlach if I'm untapping the combat Celebrant.
okay.
Should have been the other way. Well, probably should have been the other way, so I can keep the Celebrant untapped. But we out here. I'm gonna go with this 9-8, because now it's really the only one that matters. First strike and trample. Enter.
Okay, I'll take it.
Another 9.
9. If you want to take the 9 now, I do have a trigger. It might alter it a little bit.
Okay,
maybe.
that's fine.
But I'm gonna look at the. I look. So this is to me. The top 9. I can put a permanent with 9 or less.
That's a good worm.
He's a pretty solid worm. And I'm also gonna swing this 4/4 at you. This trigger will happen after this guy's attack trigger. A permanent. The Great Henge.
Wait, is it?
It's
Yeah.
9.
It is 9.
7 and 2 green.
It's a 9.
Perfect.
Alright, so I've got mana. I'm getting mana. And then any blocks on the 4/4?
We have an attack trigger.
Oh, you're right. I had to go through it. That's not his CMC. That's just an ability that makes it less. Wait a minute. A permanent? I'll play this Temple of the False God.
Ooh.
Yeah. That'll do.
It takes 4 to the dome.
Alright, now through the combat damage step, I'm going to have his second trigger of revealing the top 9.
Oh, hi.
7, 8, 9.
Ew. Is that a Pathbreaker or a Vorinclex?
That's the Vorinclex, double his mana, and we get no.
Yeah, do you know what's awesome with Vorinclex? Enduring Vitality, it doesn't turn them into lands. Punk.
Synagogue and a Pathbreaker.
I'm so happy the Vorinclex isn't there. Alright, guys, that Pathbreaker
Yeah,
is gonna do.
that's problem.
It's an issue, to say the least.
It's an issue.
It's an issue.
It's you.
Alright, now that I've gotten through, like, you know, at least, like, this bottom portion of my deck here. I can go into my third combat.
Oh my.
Does it untap each combat?
Which one?
Which combat are you going into?
My
And
third
does
combat.
and does that combat specifically state that it untaps it?
Oh, yeah.
It
right,
might not
okay,
untap it. That's
right.
why I asked you.
You're right. Okay, I've got these. Okay.
You're going into your combat, but they don't untap again. They
Yeah,
only
you
untap.
get your 3 combats.
Ball attack and begin. Misplays on my end.
That's why
Alright.
I asked.
Let's see.
Does your Pathbreaker have haste from
It-
Rhythm? Or is it when you
That is a
pass?
good ETB trigger. Oh, speaking of ETB triggers, I'm gonna draw a card from the Great Henge and
Yep.
put a 1/1 counter on it.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I'll give him haste. Down here.
That's what the D6s are
One
for.
counter. I like my D20s.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so, and this draw. Okay. Well, how big is Sticky? He's an 11/11.
Yup. I got a big dude.
And that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Does Passbreaker say of attacking creatures or
No,
just
just
of creatures you control?
Creatures.
Oh, so they get +9?
Yeah, so I'm going to enter Combate for the third time. Move right in. I'm going to go this 4 and this 1/2 at Jacob, lastly. Now this 1/2 is going to trigger itself, getting +2/+2 because it's swinging with power 4 or greater, so it's a 3/4. But then Pathbreaker is also going to see 9 as the greatest power of creatures I control and give it to all creatures I control.
Is it trample?
And trample.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this here is a 13, and this here is a 13. Or no, a 12. A 13 and a 12.
That's
How's that Spore Frog?
That's Spore Frog. Look at awfully tempted
How's
now.
that? That's Spore Frog. Yes.
Yes.
Spore it out. Maybe like the first combat.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah, because when Kokusho does stuff, I need some life to that, so I'm gonna sacrifice the Spore Frog. Oh.
All right. Well, I move into main 2. Finally.
There you go.
Finally. And you know what's actually really crazy? This whole time, I started with these 3
You're a bundle of
and
sticks.
these as my lands.
Yeah.
This was an Odre trigger, this was an Odre trigger, and this was the permanent that I put from the Odre backup trigger, right? It means I haven't played a land yet.
Still have access to 6 mana, 7 now.
I'm gonna play a land for turn.
Yes, sir.
I'll set up for 2 with a Beast Whisper that will have a very similar feeling trigger. It entering, I'll draw a card and get a 1 counter.
Where'd you get the green for that?
It taps for 2 green.
Oh,
But I gain 2 life.
Yeah, they're good hinge.
And then
that's dumb.
It is.
was this one untapped initially? Is my question.
Yes. You
It
had
was?
it untapped and put it over here.
Perfect. Sylvan Library. So I can really set up next turn.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Is that my go?
Yeah.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. You know, I really do love what you did.
Board what?
We're gonna play a Rogue's Passage as land for turn. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna tap all this for 8. I'm gonna cast a Decree of Pain. Destroy all creatures. They can't regenerate or can't be regenerated. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. Any responses?
I do.
I hate you so much.
If you guys don't, I do. My response will actually be tapping 2 here and casting Fling, but as an addition to cast this, I must sacrifice a creature. So I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice my Odre. I'm going to fling 9 damage to your face.
I'll take it.
And I'm going to transform the Odre now that he has died.
Yeah, to a land. A non-creature.
Enduring Vitality turns into an enchantment.
How many creatures in total died?
1,
2 from Floyd.
4, 5, 6.
6.
Say 12,
14.
14. Heard. I will be drawing 14.
That's what happens when you just let everything out on the table,
5,
guys.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Eventually the board wipe follows.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And let's see, what can I do with 1 colorless mana?
Didn't check to see what colors he was tapping.
You're right. But what I
Doesn't get that dark red.
I already played it. I already did that. Even if I had 1 black, I wouldn't be able to utilize it well. I also draw 1 more for my Vicious here. Yeah, that's gonna be my turn. I'm going to discard. I got a lot to choose from.
That. Upkeep. This is gonna go to.
Floyd's been awfully quiet this whole time for.
Yeah,
What?
suspiciously quiet.
Oh, he doesn't have Yidris out anymore, so.
I was a little bit concerned as far as draw. The Sylvan Library is helping me out, but I just realized he's got a wheel.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's so far away. I mean, now that the board wipe just happened, I'm more scared of the fact that Aaron has mana and is still trying to figure out his 7
What I'm
card
keeping?
hand. He drew an exuberant amount of cards.
An
and
exuberant
I'm
amount.
jealous.
Why, thank you.
Like, my everything just got turned off.
Nice.
Nothing going on for 5, huh?
Untap, upkeep, draw. I knew what that was, but it's pretty much useless. So I'm going to pay 2 for a skull profit, and I'll pass the turn.
Counter it.
Alright, these are the 7 I'm keeping, discarding a bunch of stuff. At note, I'm discarding Kokusho, and he's going to graveyard.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Permanence alone
Yes, sir.
here for the temple, as a just in case. Upkeep, and I will draw. See that Sylvan Library trigger. Let's see what happens.
Full send.
Full send.
Full send it
You know what?
again.
Full send.
Lose 8
I'm
life.
just saying. I'm just saying. You know, we're at that point in the game. Full send. Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
I'm gonna full
lose
send
life.
it. Paid my 8. Paid my dues. Drew my cards. Alright, let's see what happens. Tap that, gain 2 life. Cheat codes.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna use 1 green of that and 2 colorless here, so I'll have a green floating afterwards to flip over my land. He's gonna re-enter the battlefield as a 6/5 Rhythm of the Wielder trigger. I'm gonna give him haste. With the other green, I'll tap these 2 and cast a Tireless Provisioner. We're at that point in the game, guys. I think he's also getting haste. I'm gonna play a land for turn, being a Gruul Filter land. Firelit Thicket. Oh shoot! That's gonna trigger. I'm gonna get a treasure token, but Great Henge triggers. Counter. A counter. I'll draw a card. I'll draw a card. I'm gonna tap a green. Delighted Halfling. Also with haste. And the Great Henge trigger. Draw a card. Okay. We're gonna go. Four. I'm gonna cast a Claw, Terror of Kalsisma. Gets a counter. Draws a card.
Gets haste.
Gets haste. That's gonna allow me.
I think I have a response for that. I'm gonna pay 4.
For the cast or the enter.
Casting Gorkloth. Sorry. My bad. I was a little late on that.
You're good. I was moving fast.
I'm gonna see double. Choose one. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you have to choose both. I'm a copy target spell. I'm a copy target spell. I get to choose new targets with the copy, and I also create a token that's a copy of target feature. So I'm gonna
Alright.
I'm gonna get I'm gonna have a Gorklaw.
The Ogre is really nice. I won't lie.
I know it's that of the Delighted Halfling.
You do
The Delighted Halfling can help you cast stuff. The Ogre Caslam is going to get you
Legendary.
a land and a creature every turn.
The color only like she only produces color for legendary, if that matters.
But that creature becomes uncounterable.
That's not it. I'm gonna do the Oger.
All right, Oger
Oger
Gorklaw.
Greens.
So I have a 4/3
And
a
a 6/5.
Okay.
Hey, coincidentally, the Goreclaw makes your commander normal mana cost again.
Yeah.
Hey, it costs 2 more, but then Goreclaw says it costs 2 less.
Hey, if it
But
works,
he still
it works.
enters.
Yes.
Perfect.
Still draws a card.
I'll still draw this card. It was better than the other 2 that I had in hand. You know, it's gonna produce me a second treasure that I can then crack it, and we'll go for another land, which will make me another treasure. So like,
It works out.
I'm getting there, right,
He's
guys?
ramping.
He's rebuilding quickly.
What are you talking about? I'm gonna do Stomping Ground, but I'm gonna choose for it to enter untapped, or not. I'm gonna choose for it to enter tapped. There you go. The opposite of what I said the first time. Man, I don't want to run out of steam yet.
Question, Jake.
Yeah.
What up?
If I were to exile this from my graveyard and copy it, and cast a copy, would you not be able to because it says the spell can't be copied?
Correct.
If you're
The card specifically states it can't be copied, so you wouldn't be able to produce a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny, but like, because I was like, I'm gonna try to do this. No, it can't be copied. Never mind.
So specific.
Whoa.
all right, 2.
If you're thinking of something like Spell Twine, no, you wouldn't be able to do it because it can't be copied.
What it says, exile it from your graveyard and then cast the copy.
Yeah, it's more like you're making
You can't reverberate it.
Yeah. There might be a difference. I'm
Yeah,
not entirely
there
sure.
might be a
It
difference,
says-
but
It
okay.
says this spell.
That's another good question to get answered in the chat. Real
Yeah,
time.
like I'm kind of fumbled at the question here.
Say
if
he
the
were
spell-
to spell twine, right? He exiles a card from an instant sorcerer from his graveyard and one from an opponent's.
does
if he
Spelltime
does
Swing
that-
cast a copy, or you
Yeah,
make
you
cop-
cast
or you make
You
copies
exile
of
the
spell.
spell, and then you cast the copy. You create a copy of it, and you cast it without paying its mana cost. If that were to happen, could it? But the C double does say it can't be copied, so
It does say this.
it's a weird.
It says the
It's a
spell
weird
can't be
thing.
copied, but like you're casting the copy. It's still a copy.
Yeah, you're like making a copy of it rather than copying.
But spell
the
time
spell.
says
It's a little bit different.
exile the card from your graveyard.
Yeah, but it still turns into a copy, but then you're still casting it, so it's getting cast, not just copied.
Yeah.
So it's
It's a weird one.
one
It's
of
a weird
them.
one.
Like
Answer
I
it.
actually I'm not stumped. Like
Answer in
he's
the
got a good
comments.
point. If you know the answer, please give us the ruling because I'd really like to know.
So I'll tap the red in here for the green red.
Mm-hmm.
Needed to cast my commander, which is 2 cheaper from the Gorklaw. He'll get a 1/1 counter. He's also going to get haste. I'm also going to draw a card. Is there any?
Responses?
Cry.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap this Rogue's Passage for a colorless and pass.
Pass
Priority.
And alright, so let's see what the straw is. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I don't
Alright.
like to hear that.
Alright, we're out here. We are indeed out here. Okay, so I'm gonna play another land for turn. As per my commander allows. It will will create another treasure. I think that's where the engine runs out of steam. Until combat happens. So,
They all have haste.
they do all have haste. They all have counters. Let's see.
Floyd's the only one with blockers. We're all at about the same life total. I'm at 27.
24.
Got a Goreclaw and an Oger. Okay. So
I have a 3/1 that can tap for
I have a 3.
black and a green.
So I'm gonna swing this one at Aaron and this one at no, hold on. Jacob, Aaron. Those are going to be my attack piles, so to speak. The attack trigger, though, is when Goreclaw attacks, each creature I control with power 4 or greater will get +1/+1 Game Train Ball. So power 4. Delighted Halfling, not him. Those for sure, though, will.
I'll take 14.
Each creature. So this is going to be 5, 6. This one's going to be 5, 6. Yeah, 14.
I'll go to 13.
How much am I taking in total?
8. And this is 4, 5, 13.
I will take it, putting me down to 11.
And upon damage being dealt, I'm also going to look. I'm going to reveal the top 8 from my Oger and see what ends up coming out of it. Oh, hold on. I'll put my creatures back up here in this little pile. This weird little conglomeration. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Jeebus. Oh, there's a Defiler of Vigor.
It just gets better.
The Lotus
and better.
Cobra. A Savage Venma. Calm down. We're getting mana. Oh, a Fanatic of Cronus. Oh my. Genwave. Unfortunate to see that one pass.
You did 8 damage.
7.
Besage you.
is pretty nice. My commander can return lands to hand. And 8 is a the Cascade Wolf Run. That one's also really nice because it can buff up my Oger.
Ew. Is that Savage Venma an attack trigger?
It is an attack trigger.
So you could float all the mana into the Cascade Wolf Run at the combat? Dude, that's disgusting.
Oh yeah.
That's disgusting.
That's pretty gnarly.
I'm so glad you can't get that Gelta. He's like, it may not be 12 mana, but it's 12 mana.
Man, this just first half. Pretty much this whole little stack is just kind of grody. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Cascade Wolf Run. And ultimately, I think this Defiler of Vigor is gonna take me further. At least for the next turn, as long as interaction doesn't happen. You know, that's an aggro player's wet dream, so we out here. Upon a land entering, I will create another treasure. Upon a creature entering, I will put a 1/1 counter on him, draw a card. I have consistently drawn lands this turn, so opposite what the Geo had at the start of the game. And, okay. So I'm going to plus and plus, just so that I can have them. I'm not wasting them. Those are both forests, and we're going to go for 2 actual forests. Add it to my land stack. Yeah. I have a very mangled board right now. We out here. We are indeed out here. I like to touch it.
Doing things and
I
stuff.
like to touch my whole deck individually. Alright, so, yeah, I floated a bunch of mana through my Xenagos, which I'm actually going to use to filter, any cool lands? Not particularly. I'm just going to, no, I would say filter through my commander to do something, but it's not even really worth it. So I guess that's it. I'll pass my turn.
We're alive? That's crazy. Untap.
I was hoping you wouldn't be.
Upkeep. Yugi. I don't know if this gets me there. Let's see what we can do. Land for turn is going to be a Cabal Coffers. So this and this will produce me 4 mana there.
You did just draw too much cards, so
Such
like.
a shame. One away from doing the two things I wanted.
Yeah,
Good.
only he did.
Listen, he just like you did way too much.
I had no cards at the start of my turn. No cards in hand. I did not do any graveyard shenanigans.
You full sended the Sylvan Library.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the only one that drew cards.
Can't do a whole lot that will prevent me from not dying if I choose to do one thing. So we'll just do this and see what happens. We'll tap this for 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna cast a Soren's Vengeance. Deals 10 damage to target player, and I gain 10 life. I'm choosing Matt as my player. Yeah, puts me back up to 20 Uno. And with the 4 mana I have left.
You could have put Jake in like a worse position.
Dude, I'm at 13.
Yeah, but look how fast you rebuilt. I board wiped last turn.
You're right. You could just go down.
I'm gonna do 1 into greed, lose 2 life, draw a card. Not helpful. I'm gonna do
How greedy are you gonna get?
once more. No, I got 2 lands from that.
Dude,
You got greedy.
Ew.
I
Hey
feel
man,
your
hey man.
pain.
I wouldn't have had any other viable play, but at least I can tap 2 for a jet medallion. For the next turn, I probably will not have pass.
I feel your pain with the lands.
Bro.
I was 1 away. If I had one more mana, I could have done 20 damage to you. It still wouldn't have killed you, but it'd be a bigger punch.
First things first, I want to go into combat. I'm going to swing the 6/5 Odra at Aaron.
Okay. No block.
I approve.
I'll take 6. You want Madman?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You got a tireless provisioner,
Yeah.
or a birds, and a swamp.
And a swamp.
I want to do that. Let's go. You gotta be on fucking levels. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna
And
play
you make a
that.
treasure.
Hang a land. I'll make a treasure.
No, it's a whole stack of randoms. You gotta look
It's
at it.
useful tokens.
Yeah.
And then the Yu-Gi-Oh! Karibos are
Any token.
universal tokens.
Yeah.
If I learned something from the professor, he said if you read the card, it explains the card, and the card says
1,
this card
2,
can be
3,
used as
4,
any token.
5, 6, 6.
It's approved.
Spell twine.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Good luck choosing anything from my yard.
Oh no, I'm gonna get Assassin's Trophy.
And
Decree of Pain. Assassin's Trophy, nick those.
Yeah.
bro,
And Decree of Pain.
Yeah. That'll
bro,
do
that's
it.
rude.
That was good.
Are they exiled?
I'm gonna get a swamp.
Yes.
And
Wow.
you'll draw cards equal to number of creatures that died.
1, 2, 3, 4,
None from me.
I had 1.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I had 6 creatures.
6, 7, 8, 9.
How many total?
I think the Wheel of Fate
9.
might happen this game.
Yeah. Surprisingly. You might actually live another turn.
Getting rid of my Nykthos was rude.
Unfortunate. Hey, we out here.
Still, mighty impressive how fast you rebuild your whole board after that board.
He's
wipe.
gonna do it again.
I know, but.
Damn. This is awesome. Crack this for a red, this for a black. Rakdos Charm, your graveyard. I'm gonna exile it.
Sure. Graveyard's exiled. Kokusho will go back to the command zone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll discard 2 cards. Pass.
just gonna put out a
There's one
sad
counter
robot,
you
get a
look like.
forest, and pass the turn.
Did you
missing
play a
a-
land?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I missed a land drop.
And you said pass after the sad robot, right?
Yup.
Actually, no, I'll go for Rose Passage.
See, Matt's just gonna come back again. That's Open Library Full Send, Part 2.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't realize that.
What?
There's a nice little tap ability. In transforming, he would enter tap.
Yep.
That was a whoopsie on the last turn.
Oh.
Yeah.
But just the last turn at least.
Yeah, true.
But didn't he swing and get you lands and creatures?
Mm-hmm.
He got me a land. What was the creature? he
And the
got?
creatures would have drawn him cards from the Great Henge too.
Would've
I mean,
drawn
there's a
them.
lot to go back on, so
Yeah,
just
a lot.
better for next time.
Better for next time.
So he doesn't play
Mistriggers
this one?
happen sometimes.
Especially when you have as much stuff as you got going on over there.
And speaking of stuff going on,
Have you played a land?
not yet.
Okay.
But he's gonna enter with a counter. And since he's tapped, I'm just gonna have him enter with another counter. Wait, he's not entering. He's just flipping over.
You're not drawing any cards.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to my draw yet. I just started him off. Huh, moving too fast right now. So this is flipped over, untap, upkeep,
Well, it draws
Sylvan
step.
Library.
Your draw step is Sylvan Library. Full Send?
No, don't have to.
I don't like
It's like, I'm gonna draw enough cards anyways.
I don't like that.
You draw for turn? There you go.
Thank you. 3, flip the Odra over. Just so he's here. He's hanging out with his friends. And now we're back to where I was.
With a lot more
we're back to
mana.
what was going on. We're gonna tap. Nope, just keep you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Don't forget the treasures.
Yeah, the treasures too. Are you saving those for a rainy day?
10. Apex Devastator.
Oh.
You weren't wrong about him rebuilding on his next
Whoa,
turn.
Hold on. Gotta see what he
You got a
gets.
response?
Not this time.
Cry.
Cry. I mean, it's not bad.
It's not a bad
Let's see
response.
what he gets. Let's go.
So on his cast, before him entering any of that bullshit, the Cascade on the cast. We got Selvala. I cast that. It's gonna enter with a woman counter, haste, and I'll draw a card. Next we're gonna go for ooh
Oh my gosh.
Morag. 1/1 counter.
We're in
Haste.
danger.
I'll draw a card. Let's flip it. That's a Biophagus. 1/1 counter. Haste. I'll draw a card. Oh wait, draw a card. And okay, Goblin and Anarchomancer. So my green and red spells are 1 less. 1 counter. Draw a card. Enters. 1 counter. Draw a card. Okay. Okay. Tap the henge, gain 2, and then use a green. Birds of Paradise. 1/1 counter. You know what? He's a little mana dork. It's okay. I'll give him the second 1/1 counter from the Rhythm of the Wilds, and I'll draw a card. Uptick my Xenagos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With 5 of that 7, I'll have 2 green floating. I'll cast Urbrask the Hidden. I'm also going to let him have the counter when he enters. But creatures I control have haste. Creatures my opponents control enter tapped. I draw a card. I will play a land for turn, being a forest. Tap that forest. There you go. Yeah, burgeoning. Nature's Lore. We're just gonna search for a forest. Enter combat or enter the field. Morog is gonna see that second land. So I have 2 additional combat phase after this with untap all creatures you control at the beginning of that combat.
See, that's why I asked you last time.
I get it. So we'll go for Tiger. Sure.
And yes, it's a real one.
I believe it.
The last bit here is to untap. I had the 2 green floating left from Xenagos. I'll untap these 4. I'll tap another 3. 1 less. And cast an Overwhelming Stampede.
Yeah.
That's
I think
that smells like game.
We don't have any responses.
I cannot. My fog is in the yard.
I saw that. I saw that happen.
Yep. I got nothing.
Highest power is currently 11, and I've got 3 combats.
I think you get there, but
no,
you know, just
I'm
barely.
pretty sure Morog and Oger say you have more than 3 combats.
The Morog and the Ogre.
That is
If it's your main
disgusting.
phase,
This is what I had.
whenever land enters